Hello guys, welcome to another vlog. So today we're gonna be traveling from Quito, Ecuador to Santiago de Chile, and we're gonna be taking a plane to Guayaquil, and then from there we're gonna go straight to Santiago. So let's get into the vlog. So here you can see a snow on top of a volcano. So some of them have over 5,000 meters, and it's amazing how there can be a snow, and this is near equator. So this time we stayed in Quito only for one night because we had a plane early in the morning. So yesterday we arrived from Mindo and we got a good apartment for just $20. So Quito airport is around 30 kilometers away from Quito, and if you live in the north of Quito, it's better to take the North Highway, and if you're south, it's better to take the South Highway. But some taxi drivers will take you the other way because they don't have some highway stamp, so be careful with that and check on the map. So we just checked in at the airport, took the baggage. Should arrive all the way to Santiago. I think that's all the way there is Cayambe. And over here on this side we have a Cotopaxi. And I think I saw Antisana as well on the left somewhere. I don't see it anymore. I think I saw Antisana before when we were going. So this is Ruku Pichincha, and we've been on the top there, but this time there is a snow on top, so it will be much harder to get there. Okay, so we are leaving Quito, and I would come back to Ecuador only for nature, to climb high peaks like Chimborazo, Cotopaxi, Cayambe, and all those high volcanoes. I would not come here for the culture, and I would definitely recommend to go to Baños, Otavalo, and Galapagos, but I would stay away from big cities where it's really dangerous. So Ecuador has nice mountains and beautiful landscape, but people don't have much environmental consciousness and are cutting down the woods mostly for grazing animals or for growing food for animals. So type down below if you've been to Ecuador before or any South American country, and what was your impressions of people or nature. So here you can see the highest peak of Ecuador, Chimborazo, around 6,200 meters. And Ecuador has a really good mountains for beginner mountaineering because it's high and relatively easy, so you don't need much experience to climb it. So we are already descending down to Guayaquil, and we didn't have a good experience when we've been here last time. So we are afraid to get out of the house with our phones out. There was a police everywhere and telling us not to go to some areas. The people were staring weird at us and just staring at your pockets. And we're also reading online about the bad stories about pickpocketery and carjacking, things like that. So I would not recommend to come here for holiday. If you have to come here, just go straight to another town. And here we're flying over some lakes. They're separated, so I'm not sure what is this used for. So comment down below if you know why is this lake separated. And here you can see the separation where people are allowed to build. It's absolutely crowded, and it's some people live in extreme poverty here, and that's why the high crime is so high as well. But on the other hand, in Asia people live in poverty as well, but they have it in their culture not to steal. So it is in the Ecuadorian culture to steal and to be just criminals. Like they say in the song, criminal. That's exactly how they are here in South America. So if they want to attract good tourism, the government should promote polite, and polite behaviors, and not criminalism. When you look at the TV, many times we're watching TV in a bus, and there was just criminals shows, guns, violence, and that's what they're promoting to their children, and that's how they're gonna grow up with the gun culture, violence, and that's pretty much all they know. And they think tourists are here to be robbed and to be treated like bank machines and don't provide any value. So I hope it's gonna change and Ecuador can bring some better tourism. But for now, the culture is pretty bad, and I would not recommend to come here to explore the culture, as I said. Okay, so we only had about 45 minutes to change the plane in Guayaquil to Santiago de Chile, and now we're gonna have 4-hour flight ahead of us, and we're gonna be flying over Ecuador, Peru, and Chile. So I hope you enjoy the landscape. So here's the view of Guayaquil one more time, and it always amazes me with these big cities in the third world countries, how they just can't figure out how to live better. There's so many people, the water is so polluted, so you can't really drink water in Guayaquil, and people are unemployed, they're just breathing like no tomorrow. So it amazes me how there is no education of the masses, and how there's just many people living in slums and in conditions that you'll be really surprised if you saw it. And yeah, it's just really mind-boggling why they don't change it, and people are just comfortable living like that. India is the same, but people have a different culture. They would not steal so much as here. So stop breeding and do something useful for the planet. So first we're flying over a part of Ecuador and Peru, but we're mostly going over the clouds and also a sea, so we didn't see much a good view here. And here we got some vegan meal on airplane. It was really poor. It was just like a vegetables and some steamed mushrooms and corn. So I don't know, like they don't know what's vegan or what, but they could have put only some rice and something there to make it more filling and tasty. So it's sad that people in 21st century still don't know what vegan is, and they can't make a normal vegan food, especially on an airplane. And here we are already flying over Atacama Desert, which is stretching all the way from Peru to about half of Chile. So it's a really big desert, and it has high mountains as well, but it's not something I would enjoy, so we prefer more lush and foresty areas. So yes, deserts are natural, but desertification and enlargement of deserts is not. So deserts are becoming bigger and bigger, and there's more drier areas because mainly of the climate change, which is caused by humans and mainly the animal agriculture and methane from cows. It's contributing greatly to it, more than all the cars and factories combined. And also here you can see the marks from the ice field. So there in the valley there used to be a big ice field, but it disappeared because of the climate change. And as I said, humans are contributing greatly to it with the glasshouse effect, and mainly it's from the cows, methane, but also factories. So if you're a minimalist and you're not breeding and you're vegan, then you're doing the great for environment. So looking at the environment, it seems pretty harsh, not many trees, and I can't imagine living here. Imagine the agriculture here must be pretty tough to grow anything here. It seems pretty warm, but the soil, it's like not really fertile or anything. So I'm complaining to growing things in Serbia, but imagine growing things here in this desert. Okay, so we're slowly descending to Santiago de Chile, and we are coming with a new hope that it's gonna be better than Ecuador when it comes to culture and people. So we didn't have a good experience with Ecuador. People were rude, and there are many criminals. There was much violence, and we didn't really feel safe there. But with Chile, we're reading online that it's more developed, more like a Europe, and also they were reading that safety is much higher. So hopefully our expectations will come true. Okay, so after we got out of the plane, we tried to get a taxi to our accommodation, but the prices were gnarly expensive. So we're reading Chile is really expensive, more than Europe, and that was true. So we took this bus, which was much cheaper, and plus we saw the center of the town as well. So again, welcome to Santiago de Chile, and stay tuned for exploring Santiago and other parts of Chile. And for now, stay healthy and stay adventurous.